through Media Links Studios. And I want us to understand that this class is just like a typical class or conventional class that is being put on air. We just put it online for us to have an easy access browsing on our phones, and let you know that this lecture is purely based on academic viewpoint. We are going to touch areas of theory, and we are going to put a practical approach to our videos so that you will later on go and get them on internet through our channel, YouTube Studios Live. And you are allowed to ask any question. You can ask questions pertaining to our discussion. Whatever we are discussing, you are free to ask questions. You are free to participate in the discussion. So this class is a complete beginner class, and the lecture videos will be on YouTube on our channel. Also, we are going to provide PDFs. And these PDFs are free for download through our blogspot. We are blogging them on our blogspot. So if you need to download any of the PDFs, you can go to www.medialinks24studios.blogspot.com. You will get them available for downloads. Also, we have to provide some links for an additional resource for further readings. So if you want to go further, you want to at least expand your knowledge on marketing, you can still follow that link. Then it will take you to our Unscholar site, where you get plenty of notes so that you expand your horizon. So in this lecture, we are going to look at the evolution of marketing. That is how marketing comes into existence. Now, before I jump into the main content, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so that the channel will grow. This is just the beginning of it. So like, share, and subscribe. So before marketing starts, in the olden days, there are historical development events that happen. These historical development events that happen will make us to understand series of steps how marketing comes into existence. Take, for example, the societies of the olden days started with what is known as the self-reliance. Self-reliance. That is, everybody rely on his own self. Now, this self-reliance stage or event that happened, it happened when people are no having the guts of having any shops. There was no shops, no money, no nothing. Even trade by barter was not started that time. All right. So it is a period of self-reliance. Take for example when you want to take tea during that that time. If you want to take tea, you have to plant the tea bag, you have to plant sugar cane for sugar, then you have to go and get water from the river. Now, doing all these things before you satisfy your wants will take away much time. Now, this is the time when people face waste of time before they satisfy their own wants. So they started thinking of how are we going to solve this problem? How are we, society, when society is growing, is developing, obviously they will think of ideas of how they are going to go forward. So from this stage or era or event, they started thinking of moving forward. How are they going to make this forward growth diversification? That is through ideas. So part of the ideas that came to their minds was the idea from books of religion. Books of religion, like the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, makes a provision to exchange what you have for your brother. That is, you are not a true believer until you love for your brother what you love for yourself. Now, this idea gives them an idea that exchange is possible. So they started making exchange among themselves. Take, for example, you have a farm, you farm rice. I have another farm, I farm maybe potato. After harvesting, we can exchange. I can give you part of my potato, you can give me part of your rice. I will end up with two products, you will end up with two products. So the idea now building itself through the societal uh, concepts. They think of it, they apply it, and it works. So later on, the exchange process now expands. It expands to what is known as the barter system. That is the third event that happened. So in the barter system, whereby you have a particular product, I have another product, you will give me part of your product in exchange, then I will give you part of my product in exchange. So barter system become possible and it expands to the entire societies around and if not all over the world. If you look at the ancient Greeks, they have their own form of barter system. Apart from exchanging goods for goods, they also apply it in services also. You have to work for me, maybe for 2 days on my farm. Then I will now work for you, maybe as a carpenter. I can go and work. You have maybe woods in your house. I can go and make a particular furniture that you like, so that it will be equivalent to what I have, what I've provided for you. So now these are events that happen before and during the introduction of what is known as the barter system. So during the barter system, there were advantages. If you look at the disadvantages of wasting time in self-reliance and also exchange stage, now the barter system has eliminated that waste of time. Now, the barter system also has its own problems. There were so many disadvantages. Take, for example, problem of double coincidence. That is, you hardly get somebody who needs exactly what you have. Then problem of divisibility. That is, if you look at our products today, they are divisible into parts. There are small ones, there are medium ones, there are large ones, there is large one, and the money differs. It's because there is money in existence. That is why they divided them into segments. Now, during that barter system, when the introduction of money came, there was there was no measure of value. There was problem of double coincidence. There were so many problems. So excuse me. So these problems now led to the people started thinking of how are we going to, what are we going to do in order to solve this problem. So they now introduce what is known as money. Now, introduction of money, according to the definition of money, it has to be something that is generally accepted for payment of debts and services. That means everybody must have to agree on that particular topic. When the token is introduced, then obviously you have to know that that token is generally accepted. That is one of the characteristics of money. That is, it has to be generally accepted. So during that time, things like cowrie shells were introduced. Cowrie shell, um, normally you get it inside the river. When the river overflows, then if it gets back, then you get cowrie shells. Then you now collect them and keep them in your house. That is money. Now, the introduction of money solved so many problems. The problem of wasting time. And that was the time when the society started thinking of emerging of markets because there was no problem of double coincidence when you create market. You have to create market maybe around your own area so that anything somebody want to buy will come to where you are. Even though many of my students were saying that that the definition of market is a place where buyer and seller meet, and I don't believe in that definition. It has to be corrected somewhere along the line. All right. Now, the when you look at money and market, we cannot say market is a place because money is going there in order to purchase goods. No, we have to look at market in its own original form. Now, one of the originalities we are going to look at is when you look at a definition that says money, market is anywhere where exchange of goods and services is taking place. I think this definition is more proper, it's more better than saying market is a place. Market is not a place. Now, many of us are thinking of market because they used to go to the market, they buy things, so that place is fixed for buying and selling. Well, that is as a result of emerging markets. But in reality, when you look at the definition of market, it could be a classroom, your own classroom. What is happening now between me and you is market and marketing because we are exchanging ideas. So one of the earliest stage of the development of marketing was production era. What do you mean by production era? production era simply means companies produce products in larger quantities, waiting for consumers to come and buy. That is the production era. So during this time, their own focus was on accumulating goods. When they have more goods, they believe more customers will come and buy. So during this time, there was focus on increasing of efficiency and of course reducing cost of production of goods. That is to make sure they minimize the cost of production and get more profit. So reducing cost of the production will make them produce the product and have it more available because they produce them in larger quantities. The second stage. What do you mean by the first stage? The first stage simply means after the emergence of markets, many people now go into production of goods and services. So when they go into the production of goods and services, what they do is to produce the goods in larger quantities so that people will come and buy. And at the cost of production, they used to reduce the cost of raw material. And of course, they are waiting for huge amount of profit. That is why we said they are reducing the cost and increasing the profit. So the second stage is sales era. What do we mean by sales era? Sales era, this period or era emphasize on persuading consumer to come and buy. If you look at the first stage, production stage, they produce more and more goods. They accumulate them. They are waiting for consumers to come and buy. Now, when consumers are having too many alternatives, they will stop coming to buy. They will wait and use their own alternatives. Take, for example, if there is a market for meat and the butchers are waiting for buyers to come and buy. They cut cows in thousands, waiting for customers to come and buy. And they happen to have problem. If the buyers did not come and buy, the meat will get rotten. It will perish because meat is something that is perishable and it can perish within a short period of time, maybe 1 2 days. It will spoil. So now the idea for the producers or for the butchers, as I've seen in the example, the idea for the butchers is to go and meet the buyers to come and buy. So that is the essence of this coming of the second stage. The second stage, as we said, is sales era, which emphasize on persuading consumers to come and buy. They will go with their salesmen, they will talk to you, they will say, come and buy, we are going to give you discount, we are going to do this, we are going to do that, so that they will persuade you at least for you to come and buy. So companies use variety of tactics such as publicity, public relations, and advertising. So in the olden days, um, was sending publicity. If you could remember, the oldest form of publicity was town crime, where Maybe somebody will go inside a particular village, telling people that this is the message, this is the message. That is informing people. This is one of the greatest and earliest form of publicity. That is to make an announcement in the village or town, so that people will come and uh, adhere to what whatever he announced. That is simply publicity. And what is happening on radio today, they publicize, obviously, by making an announcement. This is a period whereby they will cut their program, they will make an announcement, and this announcement is called the publicity. Now, public relations. Public relations is by sending special salesmen. A trained salesman can motivate, can persuade people to come and buy. So that is why they used to send them in teams to, so that they will advertise the product or the company or the services of the company. Now, in case of advertising, the earliest form was painting on rocks. They will paint a particular message on rocks so that people will come and see. They will read it in their own language, and that's the oldest form of advertising. In order to do what? Convince consumer to come and buy. So stage number three, the third stage is the era of establishing marketing department. So this third stage look at companies as they call for professionals. They employ the services of marketers or those who read business studies to come in team so that they will sit down and plan whatever the company wants to sell. They are going to plan it strategically. Either they will plan it today, maybe we are going to send salesmen. You have been seeing salesmen inside uh, particular areas of our towns and villages. Moving on, that is the type of salesman we call mobile salesman. They used to go with the product, selling it directly to the consumer. All this is done by this specialized professional. They will sit down in one place, which is called the marketing department, in almost every organization, whether be it for goods or services, they establish the marketing department. And this marketing department, one of the functions of it is to sit down and make sure they plan the strategies of how it is, I mean, the company's product will get sold. Now, these departments, as I said, they are responsible, one, for conducting marketing research, two, for developing marketing plans, number three, managing the overall strategy of the organization. They also have the duty of convincing people to come and make purchase. Then they motivate people so that they will come and buy, so that the company will realize a high revenue. Then this high revenue and popularity of the product will build brand loyalty. That is, uh, customers will always call their own product first in mind. Take, for example, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is one of the best products I can say. It has brand loyalty. You ask a small child now at home. If you're watching me at home, you can you can try this experiment. Ask your child which mineral is he going to take. He will tell you Coca-Cola. Why? Because Coca-Cola has immense publicity. It has immense public relations. It has immense advertising. Therefore, it builds brand loyalty. Then the fourth stage is the stage which we are in now. Now, this stage is the stage of marketing development, the marketing concept era. This is what we call it. We call it the marketing concept era, which focus on creating value for consumers and building brand loyalty. Why? Because we are always thinking of creating value for our consumers so that we will build a long-time relationship with them. And this relationship will result in what is known as brand loyalty. So companies today try to strive into understanding of